Hey everybody, it's Lori with McCarthy Ministries, and that's Chase down there. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. Hi, say hi, Chase. He's saying, don't forget me. Anyway, here he is in my lap now. He's my lap dog. He wants to say hi. Anyway, um, So I'm coming to you live with a Rhema Word today. Actually, I began to receive it like a month ago, and due to it was right before the holidays actually, and due to the holidays and just being kind of busy, one thing after another happening, I didn't get around to doing a video then, and then of course that was right before the holidays, and I'll get into that in a minute. And then the Lord brought this to my remembrance. Then, we after I got back from vacation, and it started on Sunday, and then He brought it back to remembrance again last night. So I'm going to go over that in just a minute, and some scriptures that go along with this Rhema Word, and some other things. Um, so now I'm going to give you the background. So, like I said, about a month ago, actually over a month ago, I believe it was before Christmas, is the Sunday, I believe, before Christmas, Bill and I were serving at the church, I remember, and I was one of the camera operators during service, and then Bill was in the back running the switching from one camera to the other, or whatever you call that. And so we had a great time doing it, and everything was, wonderful. We were leaving church, and just as we were leaving, Bill was driving down this windy, curvy driveway down to the entrance, or to the church, and he says, lo and behold, he says, is that what I think it is? Is that an eagle? And so I look up in the sky over out the window on the driver's side, and sure enough, it was a big, huge bird, and it was kind of brown with a white head. I said, yeah, I think it is. It's got a white head. So anyway, we were just mesmerized. We were amazed by this eagle. So we were watching it the whole way as we drove down to the entrance or exit, whatever, of the church. And then, it was on our left side, like the driver's side, all the way. And then as we got down towards the entrance, or the exit, whatever you would call it, the eagle flew over, kind of flew more in front of us, and so we followed it. We kind of watched it as we got to the highway. We got on the highway and started driving towards home, and then we saw as it disappeared into the woods, over the highway, as it flew over the highway, and then it disappeared finally into the woods. So anyway, so we were amazed. And then on the way home, then of course on the highway, I saw a sign that said eagles, or eagle on it, and then I believe I saw another sign after that said eagle. So that's the Lord often speaks to me through signs or symbols or nature and other things. I'm a visual learner, so that's the way He speaks to me a lot, is through pictures or signs or symbols, or even words. And so anyway, I went home and I began to look up scriptures on the eagle, or on eagles. And of course, the one that automatically came to mind was Isaiah 30 or 40, Isaiah 40:31. And I'm going to read that in just a minute. In fact, I'm going to go, let's see, wait a minute, let's see. Isaiah, I'll go ahead and read that. But those who wait for the Lord, and this is the amplified version of the Bible, so for those who wait for the Lord, who expect, look for, and hope in Him, will gain new strength and renew their power. They will lift up their wings and rise up close to God like eagles, rising towards the sun. They will run and not become weary. They will walk and not grow faint. So that is the amplified version of that verse. The one that I had memorized was more like the English Standard or the NIV version. Let me see if I can look that up. Let's go to English Standard. Hold on just a minute. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So that is the English Standard Version. Anyway, so that Bible verse immediately came to mind. And I came home and I was looking up other ones about the eagles too. And another one that really stuck out to me was Exodus 19, verse 4. You yourselves have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. So that has to do with eagle's wings, on eagle's wings, all right? And then there's some other ones that have to do with being swifter than eagles, and that's Jeremiah 4:13. Behold, he comes up like clouds, his chariots like the whirlwind, his horses are swifter than eagles. Woe to us, for we are ruined. And then Lamentations 4:19. Our pursuers were swifter than the eagles in the heavens. They chased us on the mountains. They lay in wait for us in the wilderness. So, all right. So these were some of the Bible verses that I found about a month ago, over a month ago, after we saw the eagle as we were leaving the church. All right. So we had a lot going on. We had the holidays, and then I think we went up to Canton the week between Christmas and New Year. We went up there one day to visit family, and then the following week, Bill had his brother pass away, as well as a step-niece. So we ended up going to Michigan twice the week after New Year's. And then we went to California to visit my daughter and son-in-law and our two grandsons. So I just got back like a week ago on Sunday. So yeah, it's been, we've been quite busy. And okay, so this past Sunday we were driving to church again, and all of a sudden Bill says, "Look, I see another eagle." I think that might be the same one. So anyway, I looked over, we were on our way to church, and we were on the highway around the same area where we saw the eagle disappear into the woods. All right, so um, this time the eagle was flying out over the highway, you know, from the woods towards the church. So anyway, it was kind of interesting, twice, we were coming and going from church, and we saw an eagle, and within a month's time. And also, last night we were driving home, and I saw 3 more signs with the word eagle on it. So it's like, okay, Lord, I know you're telling me I need to get this word out. So I believe the Lord is saying right now, you're an eagle for the Lord. You're an eagle for the Lord. And you're about to mount up with wings like eagles. You're about to mount up with wings like the eagle. So anyway, after I saw the 3 other signs just on our way home from going out to eat last night, I thought, okay, I'm going to look up whatever information I can about the eagle. And so I wanted to share that with you, just so that you get an idea what that means when we're talking about, spiritually speaking. What does that mean when you're an eagle for the Lord, and what does it mean to mount up with wings like an eagle? So I wanted to give you I looked up a bunch of information about the eagle this morning, just different facts about the eagles, so I could share with you today what that means. So it was really kind of fascinating. So, Bill has always been fascinated with eagles, and me too. I mean, I like eagles, but Bill is especially drawn to things, when it comes to eagles. So, for one thing, he was a Marine, and of course they have on their emblem an eagle over the globe kind of thing. And he used to have his CB handle used to be White Eagle, I believe it was. So he's always kind of identified with an eagle. So very interesting. And of course, eagles are our national emblem, and you're going to find out why here in a minute. So what I found out about the eagle today, just interesting facts, is they're one of the largest birds. And they are raptors. In other words, they're birds of prey. They're a member of the hawk family, and there are more than 60 different species of eagles all over the globe. So the bald eagle is the only eagle that's native to North America. I thought that was interesting. And they're not called bald because they don't have any hair. They're called bald, which actually comes from the English version of the word white. So BALDE, bald, means white in the English version. All right, so they live in every U.S. state except for Hawaii. They're also in Canada and northern Mexico. And of course, they are easy to recognize due to their large size, their white head and their brown body. They are impressive hunters, and they have special skills that help them to survive. All right, first of all, they have very keen eyesight. In fact, their eyesight is 8 times better than humans. They, because of this, they can spot prey up to 2 miles away. That's quite amazing, isn't it? All right, so number 2, they are extremely swift. They fly at nearly 40 to 50 miles per hour and can dive upon their prey at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. I don't even drive that fast in my car. I get up to about 90 and I'm like, oh. Yeah, anyway. Number 3, they have sharp talons on their feet. Because of this, they can catch and carry prey that weighs nearly as much as they do. Their talons have 10 times more gripping power than human hands do. Isn't that neat? All right, they have curved beaks, which can actually grow like fingernails, I don't know. This enables the eagles to tear through their toughest flesh of their prey easily. And they do not chew their food, but rather tear slices of flesh, and then they swallow it whole. The beak effortlessly penetrates bone. Trying to read my notes here. Okay. I think that's it for that one. Wait a minute. Okay, that was about the beaks. Yeah. So next, number 5. They have a real long wingspan. So let's go over their size first of all. Males are usually a little smaller than females, and this is because the females protect their young. All right, so the males are generally about 36 inches with a wingspan of 6.6 feet. And then females are like 43 inches usually with a wingspan of 8 feet. So basically they have a wingspan of up to 8 feet. 6 to 8 feet basically. Quite a wingspan. So because of this, they fly without flapping their wings, and they can fly much higher in the sky than most birds. And they fly without flapping their wings. This is to conserve energy. They do this to conserve energy. So what they do is basically they coast on the wind. So basically, or they mount up. That's what they mean by mounting up with wings like eagles, all right? So what they do is they wait. They allow the wind to lift them up, and then they soar, basically. All right. So some other interesting facts that I found out about the eagles. They live to be about 20 to 30 years old. They are monogamous and tend to mate for life. Interesting. They are territorial and tend to stay in one area forever. And they keep coming back to their nests. Females spend most of their time incubating eggs, although the males do help. No, okay. The nests can weigh up to a ton. That's a lot. That's a heavy nest. The young are forced from their nests, and they are a symbol of power, freedom, and transcendence. Transcendence. And I looked this up. I kind of knew sort of what it meant, but I wanted to just get a little more clarity on what it meant. So I looked it up, and it said the state of excelling or surpassing or going beyond usual limits. So okay. The eagles are often kind of a symbol of the prophetic gifting, possibly because they see the winds of life. Well, they see they see a storm coming way in advance. So they see the winds of life as opportunities to grow closer to the Lord. In other words, as mounting up with the wings like eagles. They do not flap their wings and wear themselves out, but rather they allow the wind to lift them up, cause them to rise up, which is what they mean by mounting up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not grow weary. They shall walk and not grow faint. In other words, they don't get tired out or exhausted or run out of energy, ready to give up, because they allow the wind to knock them up and lift them up, and that causes them to soar higher and higher. You know, they can fly higher than most other birds. You know, the sky is the limit, so to speak. So yeah, those are some interesting things that I found out about the eagles. So, I believe, there were some other notes I wanted to say. So, the winds of life, or the storms, you could call them, are the winds that aid you to fly. So never see them as obstacles or allow them to stop you. Instead, spread your wings and soar on them like an eagle. All right, so where other birds see danger, an eagle sees opportunity for growth, or, you know, to rise up higher, in other words. So anyway, there's someone out there about to become an eagle for the Lord. And I believe you're about to mount up with wings like eagles. So I hope you've been blessed by this message. If you have, please give it please be sure to like and share and subscribe to this channel, so we can move up in the algorithms, or whatever you call it, and more people can see this video. So, okay. So, God bless you. God loves you. I love you. And have a great day, everybody. Until next time, shalom. Bye-bye.